Welcome to my unhinged update of vibe coding. But I just want to say very fast before the weekend starts, vibe coding is great. And I think in the end, it can be a great way for people that are non-developers to actually get interested and learn to code in a way easier way because it basically takes you by the hand, although sometimes takes you by the hand to dark, wrong places. Just saying. Not that has been my experience, but so far it has been doing that. Anyways, I've been doing vibe coding for different stuff, including business and work, and like side projects and stuff. But I only allow myself for like a 20-minute break with my coffee every day. At some point, if I'm inspired, either I go for a walk and have a meeting on my phone, or I sit down with my coffee and do some vibe coding. And it's very exciting to go there and with one prompt get a full-on website going for you, and you feel like, oh magical because you can see it coding in front of you. So you prompted, can you make a website that does this, and that, and looks like this, and get inspired by these other designs and websites and these colors and this color palette, whatever. You can prompt whatever you want, and suddenly it's like you see it like doing all the code in front of you, and then suddenly you see the preview, and you're like, wow. And then you say, please connect my domain to this, and it gives you instructions on how to connect your domain. So you don't even have to know any, like, if you ask it to give you step-by-step instructions, it's going to literally tell you, go to the dashboard in your Namecheap account and do this and that. Like, you don't have to have any kind of knowledge. It immediately, most of the platforms are immediately going to connect you with a host and a specific database, which they all have like the free plans available in the beginning. So it's all beautiful and magical until you actually want to build something that functions, that actually is integrated with different apps and actually work for something. And specifically, if you need to call that function every time a user makes a request, which is what I've been trying to build. And it's it's been like I have a little bit of knowledge. It's not like I have any knowledge in development. I self-taught a little bit of Swift at some point and a little bit of like JavaScript at some point, and I made some like whatever. But I never like really dedicate myself to that. I've been doing business and growth for 15 years, so I'm lost. So, and it's been quite frustrating because I do know enough to be able to understand a little bit the code and understand the mistakes and follow up and understand how it's a bit lost itself when it tries to fix one thing, and then I point out something else. It's like, oh yeah, you're right. This is also wrong, and this might be because of that. Should we erase the function from the database because it's calling the function in database instead of calling it from the host? Oh yeah, maybe we should do that. And then it does that, and it really doesn't work. And I haven't been able to figure it out, and it's fine. It's my hobby, but I do want to fix it before anyone wants to. Like, if anybody goes to my website that I'm creating as a, as a side project and pays for it, I'll immediately return the money. So there's no risk there. But I'm not sending any traffic, so I'm not collecting any emails or anything because I'm like live coding that. So I'm deploying everything with all the errors and everything as we go. So yeah, it is rough. I just wanted to share. It's not as easy, but it's not as terrible as I made it to be in the last video where I was just frustrated. You can do it. Most likely, if you're not trying to do that app that personalized the response for every specific user, if you just want to make a simple function, most likely it's going to work. The issue I have right now is that first I created some functions that would connect with the database, Supabase, and then I switched it because for a weird reason one broke, whatever, and I made it that it functions with Netlify. And maybe I'm gonna have to go back to the other one, but it doesn't work. And every time a user, so it needs to call, it's integrated with Stripe, and it's to call the response from Stripe, and it's to call the response from Google AI with the prompt assigned, with the training assigned to the model, and it's giving a unique response live to each of the users that click on buying the personalized action plan, which is awesome, by the way. I made it for myself and I made it for some friends, and it's pretty damn great. Anyways, it's great, but it doesn't work live right now on the website. So if you're not doing something as detailed as I'm trying to make in that sense, it should work quite well. Just so let me know which of the platforms you've been using. I've been told like to use Coursera, but that requires much more knowledge from my understanding. I've been also told, let me see. I've been also told to use other platforms. The most common ones are like Lovable and Bold and There's one that I tested was pretty good for front end as well. But yeah, I cannot find them. There's so many others that have been recommended. But yes, recommend me more here and let me know which one you're using, which one you think. And maybe from the little I've shared here, maybe you know what my error is and you can help me out. Well, if AI has not been able to, like, by copying and pasting the whole code and ask you to help me, it's not able to resolve it. I'm not sure with just a conversation here you will be able to resolve. But if you are, I'm very impressed. Please help me out. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, follow up. When this is live, I'm going to post it here and I'm going to show all the pain. So nobody thinks it's like, oh, from one day to the next one, you published your website with AI and it worked. No, there was pain and tears and blood and sweat invested throughout a long time trying to figure this out. So not overnight success, because I'm confident it's going to be a huge success.